Like if for example, if you think about all the ride sharing companies nowadays that you can hire to go from one place to another, open an app, select a location, buy, done.
Let's move on. Let's ship. That's the way to do it. And this way you can test a lot of your ideas, and you can create your luck and be successful with it. To be sustainable. And one thing that allows the entrepreneurs to do an MVP is obviously you can test the market. You can test if it works. You can test your speech, your sales pitch, and you can learn from all the presentations.
So maybe one last point to share during the last 5 minutes that we have in our episode is anytime that you have an idea, especially if it's in tech, go use generative AI to test it. Hello everyone, it's a beautiful day to be alive. In today's episode, we are going to cover a topic that is unique, a topic that is so special, how to build an MVP using low-code solutions and applications that are available currently in the marketplace. Before I get started, Steve, how are we doing today in this beautiful day?
Very good, very nice. It's a beautiful day to stay alive, to be alive, like you say. So it's my. I won't steal it to you.
You're stealing my content already.
No, I won't, Mo. So, first of all, I think we should define what is an MVP, Mo. So just for the acronym, we have a bunch of acronyms in our world. So minimum viable product, MVP. So what does that mean in the different language? Is how you can bring your idea to life with the minimum resources, like lowering the cost as much as possible, having something very quick ready to show to your customers. So that's what an MVP is. And we're going to talk about that during like a short session of 20 minutes and try to be efficient on this. So in terms of the MVP in general, so what are your experience, my friend? I know with your courses and everything, you must have done a few tests before jumping ahead and put yourself in the field. So what is your experience with MVP?
Absolutely, Steve. Before I started working as a technical trainer and training different brands around the world about AI and cloud computing, I actually worked on many projects where my own responsibility was to build a minimum viable product for different clients. And during that experience, it was mainly during the web app era, or where everybody needed a web app for a particular solution or a situation. And I would say that my main program or the main tool that I use was WordPress, because it's quite easy to start and build something that is easily deployable or that can be published to the marketplace. What I can say about MVP, Steve, is that I noticed that so many times we start thinking about all the features at once. That's not a good strategy. I think we should think about, what do you want the user to do today? What are some of the tasks that you want the user to do today? And are these tasks enough to generate revenue? Because without money, there is no company. That's what I say.
It needs to be sustainable. And and one thing that allows the entrepreneurs to do with an MVP is obviously you can test the market. You can test if it works. You can test your speech or sales pitch, and you can learn from all the presentations. And we need to, I think, take into consideration that the potential customers, if you talk about the idea, it's conceptual, they don't necessarily understand it, and or you don't explain it well. But having something, even if it's not very good, it's half-baked, like Klaus mentioned, even half-baked stuff will give a visual, will give an idea, and people will share feedback, and it will tell you what needs to be changed, improved, and you'll learn quickly. If you are stuck in your office, your manufacturing, your shop, whatever, and you work on something for months and months and months, and you fall in love with your idea and you want to make it better and better and better, I mean, you need to test it. So market study is one, but MVP is another one that needs to be done very, very quickly. And my quick, or I would say the latest experience is, as you well know, I'm developing a platform, an online education platform right now with different business models and collaborators. And it's going to be very interesting. I'm going to present that in the future over here. But I hired a company to do some of the work. I'm doing some of my work. I'm working with you on certain things as well. And they really want to go deep and offer all the possibilities. And no. I just want to have something like from quote to cash. So somebody clicks there he sees something. It's not perfect. It's not the best aesthetic of the world. It gets to the course. It follows the course. Everything is okay until the end. If I have that, I can show many things to somebody and find if it makes sense. And people will share feedback a lot better. And the feedback will be, I would say, very valuable. So an MVP is you need to ship. Don't wait. Do it even half baked.
Absolutely, Steve. And currently, with the age of AI and the revolution of AI, we have so many applications available in the marketplace where you type in a prompt and the app will be built for you automatically. So you just need clarity in the idea, because without clarity, you wouldn't be able to build an application or even deploy it in the marketplace. And I noticed this with so many entrepreneurs, Steve, especially because our audience is mainly entrepreneurs and professionals in the marketplace, in the tech, or anybody who loves entrepreneurships and building applications with technology. And maybe a question that came to mind, Steve, when you were talking was, so how do you remove the noise? If you hear an idea, if I come to you, Steve, I call you in the phone, hey, Steve, how are you? How is your day? Can you please help me? I have this idea. How do you focus me or focus your client so they can focus on what needs to be done as soon as possible?
I think that when you are an entrepreneur and when you are, I mean, you're having a bunch of ideas. So, first of all, you need to
Mm,
do a triage of your ideas. But once you've selected one, you want to fail and fail fast because you have so many other ideas. Perhaps this one that you have fall in love with, maybe you shouldn't pursue that one. So you need to have an MVP to test it and conceptually and making sure that as you are questioning, we are focusing. And the focus is really on how you're going to fix a problem, how you're going to help somebody. Are you really helping or you're bringing an idea that yet would like to be on the market? So this is why, again, you need to talk to people. So the focus should come from the market, the end users, and perhaps sometimes you can have this end user in mind and you figure out that somebody tell you, no, it's not me, I think it should be my accountant or it should be my assistant or whatever, and you can talk to that person, you can focus, but you start from this end point and you go backward, because when you generate the idea, usually if you're not a typical customer, you don't necessarily understand everything. You come from, let's say bottom up and top down. Instead, let's say bottom up, you craft something, you believe in something, but you still have to go on the endpoint and say, hey, what are what do they need exactly? What is going to make a difference? Am I fixing a pain?
mm,
Is there something that can be fixed right away with my tool? And you go down like top to bottom while you're building your MVP, and you forget about all the bells and whistles that are around just to make a straight line. I mean, it's conceptual in a sense, but you can, if you just question yourself, so is that feature is going to be helpful for that person? I mean, you have a persona, like a few personas. So is it helpful to that type of person? Is it helpful to this? One example that comes to mind in
yeah.
terms of not necessarily an MVP, but something that came up in my case from nowhere. We were in a cottage having a nice weekend with friends, and somebody brought, "Hey, do you know Dropbox?" I said, "No, I don't know Dropbox." It was fairly new at that time, so now it's very popular. And Dropbox had something very simple. You just have an app, you drop your files, and they are stored in the cloud.
Mm,
And they were promoting it. So they were doing only one thing, as you suggested, one thing, but they were the best of doing it, and they removed all the friction points, the pain points. It was so easy to use. And also in terms of on the marketing side, they were offering like half a gig example of space, of storage space for free if you were referring somebody who would join. So that's another topic in itself. But in terms of doing one thing and doing nicely, that's the best. So when you build your MVP, so just to make sure you find something that is in straight line and focuses right on answering one need. And eventually you get some people, they're paying for it. You get some revenues, it is sustainable. And the other features and other bells and whistles will come from your market, from the tribe who is using your product. So that's the focus is so key. MVP to reduce the cost and test it and make sure that you're finding the right market and you're creating the right product.
Steve, I love the Dropbox example. That was a great, great, great example, especially because I remember one advice that I got early on in my life from my dad. He said, if you want to build something, remove all the complexity from it. So make it quick. Like if for example, if you think about all the ride sharing companies around nowadays that you can hire to go from one place to another, open an app, select a location, buy, done. So 3 steps, boom, boom, boom. So anytime that we have 3-step process, it's pretty easy. And I noticed this with my friends back in university. I did a small experiment where I showed my friends 2 social media websites that I built. So the first one was AUI Corner, and the second one was just a simple duplication of it, but with some complexities. And I noticed that the only thing that made people go from one place to another was how easy was it for them to sign up to the website. So if you have a one button sign up, quickly people are so happy with it because any time that you're taking somebody's time, that's time that they cannot get back. There is no refund in this world when it comes to time. So if you are going to ease up the process, they will buy from you, they will subscribe to you, they would be more than happy to use your product, not because you're the best, but because you're easy to do business with. And this is something I also noticed while doing business with other people. Make it easier for people to do business with you. Hey, let's communicate. I'm available right now. Let's make it happen. If you're difficult and the communication is not there, even if you're the best in the world, people are gonna avoid you because it's too much friction.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's that's the key to the success of a product. And we are so much solicited from different angles, different sources that we even we're filling a survey. If you don't know a company and they're asking for a survey, I mean, I want to know how much minutes it could take. I want to make sure that it's divided in absorbable pieces like parts, but I don't want to have something that's going to take 20 minutes because we are busy. We want to help, but at the same time, we want everything like service, but more especially the tools. We want the tools to be efficient, and we are starting to be impatient if they're not because that's easy to unsubscribe and resubscribe. So I think that an MVP is a great example that don't try to fuss around with too many features that people won't use. Just do it straight, focusing on getting information quickly, and you're good to go. That's going to be the great start. And the sooner you get feedback from your market, this is the best way to do things because I'm an engineer. I've seen a bunch of engineers, and I did it myself a long time ago. Not anymore, hopefully. Is believing that behind our desk we can find solutions for the customers in the market. We need to put ourselves in their shoes to understand what are the pain points, and from that, I mean, we can fix stuff. So we need to be problem solvers from day one, and that product, that service that we are building, it needs to do that. As simple as that. Nothing complicated. So
Absolutely.
that's what is an MVP. That's what it serves for. So yeah, and for perfectionists, MVP can be something like a product. So we have to be careful. And it goes back to your question. So how we can streamline stuff? Ask the people. Ask the people. And if you cannot explain your feature or they don't know what it is, it maybe doesn't belong there. And again, having
Mhm.
something quick that you can use without any hesitation, without any complexity, that's a nice product. That's what something people would buy.
Absolutely, Steve. Absolutely. And I noticed currently during the last few years that people are moving from low code applications to no code applications. So, low code application, they will require you to have a little bit of knowledge about how to build an MVP, how to build an application. You have to know the user flow. So, how move from one place to another. But no code applications are application or platforms where you can just prompt it and it does the work automatically without any issues. And that's something that I actually noticed, especially lately during my career, that a lot of people are thinking about how can they eliminate that technical friction, that technical boundaries to make it happen. So maybe one last point to share during the last 5 minutes that we have in our episode is anytime that you have an idea, especially if it's in tech, go use generative AI to test it. So ask generative AI a conversation about it. So I have this idea. What do you think about its business potential? Because trust me, I know so many people who are not really good with business, but they are creative people. They're smart. They're geniuses. they don't know if that idea will make money. So in order for them to know that, just use generative AI and ask it, this idea make money? If it does, what's the potential monthly revenue? What's the potential annual revenue? And if it cannot make money with the current infrastructure, how can it make money? So try to use generative AI as an advisor, especially a business advisor, because it was trained on a lot of content that will give you a really, really good conversation. And something that I did just last week, Steve, is I had an idea and I used generative AI to challenge my idea. So what are some of the issues with my idea? Or what can go wrong? What are some of the questions that investors might ask if I want to raise money for this idea? Uh, do you see any flaws with my idea? Like, so many times we like to have reinforcement, a dopamine feeling about our ideas. Oh, your idea is so good. Oh, you are a genius. You're so smart. But in the real world, you have to face the truth. And I love the truth. I love somebody who just wakes me up. Hey, your idea is no good, man. Wake up. Wake up, brother.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So that would be my advice, Steve. Do you have anything to add, perhaps?
Yeah, the last hint I would tell the audience is the starting point should be just write down your quote to cash process. So quote to cash could be, I mean, that's only a way to say that, but it could be the click to cash. So basically where your customer will start, what they would get along the way, how much you're going to charge, how you're going to charge, and the service or product they're going to get. Just do a straight line on one process, one thing. That's going to be the basis of building your MVP. That's going to be helpful to focus and make sure you don't get trapped in going left and right and making the best jewel in the world. But at the end of the day, it's too complex. People don't buy it, don't understand it. And I've seen that. I've heard it many times. People are not able to explain it in 30 seconds. So again, this is another topic, but being able to explain it in 10 seconds is better, like the elevator pitch or a very short elevator pitch. But that should be it. Like one sentence should define your MVP, your product. And people say, oh, okay, I'm interested in learning more and knowing more about it and even using it. So yeah, write down 1, 2, 3, 4, the sequence. That's going to be very helpful. And from that, you can also use, as you propose, low code stuff and also tools already available just to show the MVP. Maybe they won't be the tools you're going to use eventually, but that's going to be there to demonstrate, just to demonstrate. And even if you have to, it's not fully connected, you just generate a file and you import the file for a demo, just to learn, that's okay. Let's move on. Let's ship, 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 ship. That's the way to do it. And this way you can test a lot of your ideas and you can create your luck and be successful with it.
Wow. That's it. That's it. Just try. Just try. Don't stop. Life is short.
Ship, ship, ship. This is what we have to do. So, yeah, thank you very
Absolutely.
much for your time. Hopefully, it has been
Thank you,
very
Steve.
helpful for our audience. And we'll see you soon for another episode of Make Tech Work. This is our podcast, and we want to help. And we are on a mission of helping entrepreneurs. So please subscribe and stay with us.
Don't forget to hit the like button and take good care of yourself. Take care, Steve.
Take care, Mo.
Bye.